This next video clip covers Activity 5, and that's the structure evaluation. You need to evaluate your database structure and validation. You should consider how well your database structure has minimised data duplication and how well your database structure meets these requirements, and then there's a list of requirements that you need to evaluate. The first one is there are several job positions in the company, for example, a vending machine operator. The second one is each member of staff has one job position at a time. They can have many job positions during their employment. The third one is not all staff members work 5 days a week. The minimum number of days they can work is 2. And then the final one is once a year, each current staff member is given a performance grade. The company does not keep a record of past performance grades. When you're tackling this structure evaluation, the best thing to do is to break it up into these 2 parts first. So first of all, talk about the database structure and how you've minimised data duplication. And then the second part, how well the database structure meets these requirements. And deal with each requirement one at a time. Well, let's have a look at this evaluation, dealing with it in 2 separate parts. So this first part, I'm going to look at structure minimises data duplication. And I've split this down into 3 separate parts again. It just makes it easier writing little paragraphs if you address things in smaller bits. The first part I wanted to do was to explain what data duplication is and give an example. And here's a sample paragraph. So data duplication occurs in a database where data is stored a number of times in one table. An example of this will be where Ahmad has 2 positions, and if this person's details and position were in one table, the details about Ahmad, i.e. surname and telephone number, would be duplicated. The issue with data duplication is that it increases storage requirements, and it's difficult to keep data error-free, e.g. if Ahmad's telephone number changed, it would have to be changed in 2 records. In the next paragraph, I've looked at what's the purpose of normalisation and a relational database. And here we have a sample paragraph. The purpose of normalisation is to organise the data and minimise data duplication. Each attribute is stored once only, with the exception of foreign keys. These are copies of primary keys and are used to create relationships between tables. Using relational databases and normalising data eliminates data duplication. This will ensure data is error-free and storage is used efficiently. And then finally, for this first part, I've addressed what have I ended up with following normalising the sample data, and I'm going to name the entities, the primary and foreign keys, and the relationships that I've got. And here's a sample paragraph addressing that. I've normalised the sample data and identified 4 entities: staff, grade, position and staff position. Each entity has a primary key. For example, staff has a primary key of staff ref. On the many side of the relationships, there is a foreign key that links 2 tables together. For example, in staff, there is a foreign key of grade ID. Grade ID is the primary key in the grade entity. There is a one-to-many relationship between grade and staff. Grade can be allocated to a number of staff, and a staff only has 1 grade. Attributes are stored only once in a table, with the exception of foreign keys. The second part of the evaluation has asked you to look at if your structure meets, or how your structure meets, the requirements. And again, I've split this up into 3 subparts. Again, it's easier to write a little paragraph about each thing rather than thinking about the whole thing in its entirety. The thing that we've got to address is the work days between 2 and 5, that validation. We've got to look at the fact that there's several job positions, but a staff can hold many job positions. And then finally, that a performance grade is recorded once a year. So again, I'll take each one of these separately and write a little paragraph about each one. So we'll take this first one, work days between 2 and 5 validation. And here we have a sample paragraph addressing that requirement. One requirement for automatic vending services was to ensure that data integrity and make sure that the data was accepted. Staff work between 2 and 5 days. I've used a number of data types for this field, which is an initial validation, as only numbers, i.e. digits, can be entered. I've applied range validation to the workdays field, limiting the user entry to between 2 and 5. An error message is displayed if the user enters less than 2 or greater than 5. The staff record will not save until a number between 2 and 5 is entered. The next paragraph in the evaluation covers the requirement that a performance grade is recorded once a year. Here's a sample paragraph addressing this requirement. So each current member of staff has a performance grade. Only one grade is stored per member of staff, but a grade can be allocated to a number of staff. Grade ID is a foreign key in staff, and I have used a combo box table lookup foreign key for this field and enforce referential integrity. This means that the user can only select numbers in the combo box or key numbers that exist in the grade table. Grades that do not exist cannot be stored for a staff member. If more than one grade is needed to be stored, then this would be a many-to-many relationship, and a new entity between staff and grade would be needed, as many-to-many relationships cannot be implemented in a relational database. The final part of the evaluation covers several job positions, and staff can have many positions. And here we have a paragraph covering that. It's slightly longer, this paragraph. A staff member can hold many positions, and a position can be held by a number of staff. Vending machine operator is held by 3 staff, and RMAD has 2 positions. This is a many-to-many relationship. A new entity was created between staff and position. The primary key is made up of staff ref and position ID. Together, these 2 attributes are the primary key, but they are foreign keys individually also. As foreign keys, the fields are set up as a combo box, table lookup foreign key. This means that only staff that exist in staff and positions that exist in position can be selected or input. A record for a staff that does not exist or a position that does not exist cannot be saved. It's a good idea to practice writing this evaluation prior to the exam. You know you're going to have to write about minimising data duplication, so it's a good idea to have an idea about what you're going to write about. I think the most important thing about this is that you link all these, all your evaluation to your actual database and your solution. That's what the examiner is looking for. They're not looking for you to talk about, for example, how you've normalised the data. They're not looking for information about how well you've learned something. They're not looking at how well you've been taught or what you've enjoyed or evaluating your own performance. You really need to just write about what's been asked in the activity. So read this carefully and make sure you address all the points.